This is your favorite Dynabite here, and I made this matchup I think a while ago. I know I got rid of some videos on my channel simply because I didn't like the audio and how it was represented. So if you saw the number of videos drop, just know it was because of that. So yeah, let's get this over with. This is basically a redo with some new information. So Optimus Prime, right? The Autobots, the GOAT, or one of the GOATs of the Transformers franchise, is incredibly strong and incredibly powerful. Actually, he's known to routinely take out combiners, and combiners are actually known to solo entire Autobot teams here. He's been able to take down Devastator with a two-piece combo. He's actually blown holes through Monstructor, actually one-shot Monstructor, who's actually the only combiner, by the way, who to actually overpower Omega Supreme consistently. Optimus Prime also has incredible, and I mean incredible, durability. He's taken attacks from Nova Prime, who had control of the Dead Universe. He's taken blasts from Elder God amped Autobots and Decepticons that were, well, controlled and amplified by the Elder God. He's taken attacks that consisted of dead universes, universes imploding, even taking blasts from Regenesis Shockwave, who was beyond the concept of death itself and was going to erase it. So yeah, Optimus Prime possesses a couple hacks such as regeneration. He actually has this like Hulk and Wolverine level regeneration. This is thanks to the Matrix of Leadership as well. The Matrix of Leadership also is the end all be all kind of attack here. And this is important here because this is actually going to play into the fight. The Matrix of Leadership actually erases you from existence. It's actually been able to erase Unicron simply because it's both his counter, because Unicron is chaos and the Matrix is pure. So this thing is able to eradicate all evil, even being able to use it to eradicate the evil in Megatron, so that he wasn't corrupted as much. He was still a Decepticon, but he wasn't in the genocidal maniac department, if you guys get what I mean. So yeah, that's going to play a huge factor here. Optimus Prime is also incredibly fast, being able to react to characters such as Blur and Seekers. Okay, he's been able to react to characters like Seekers before, characters like Thundercracker, Skywarp, and has actually been able to get the upper hand on Starscream. This is pretty important here because these guys move faster than light to immeasurable speeds in space here. He's even been able to shoot down Seekers before as well. Optimus Prime also possesses his ion cannon, which allows him to pretty much just attack ion particles, which are pretty much one of the smallest atoms and stuff known to man in general. Optimus Prime is also incredibly fast enough. Also, sorry, I almost forgot. Optimus Prime is actually fast enough to move in zero time. Yeah, that means there's zero space, which is basically a void beyond time and space itself. And well, not a void, it's like a dimension where time basically has no flow. This includes the smallest forms of time, including Planck time. Yeah, so it's all irrelevant to it. So Optimus Prime has some incredible speed here. Let's go into Darkseid, the Lord of Apocalypse, literally known as the God of Evil. Darkseid is one of the most powerful members and one of the most powerful enemies in the DC multiverse, like a literal threat to it. He's been able to battle against and actually stalemate the Anti-Monitor in combat on actually pretty good occasions. He's fought against the Empty Hand. By the way, we're using true Darkseid here, the current canonical version of Darkseid. No, none of that Avatar stuff, because that's completely retcon. Okay. He's been able to take attacks from Alan Scott, actually overpower Alan Scott multiple times, even though Alan Scott had the pure and basically was the embodiment of the entire green of the multiverse. So yeah, he's a whole nother breed. He's literally in a much weaker body. He's been able to take on Zeus, right? This is the same Zeus that's able to, well, pretty much smack around every other Olympian god, minus Ares. Actually, Darkseid is stated to be pretty close to Ares in power, who's a Skyfather level being. And we also got to consider the fact that now he's been able to take attacks from Taurus, who was just as strong, if not slightly weaker than him. Taurus was definitely stronger than the rest of the Justice League Incarnate. This includes President Superman, who was able to basically match the other Superman in strength. Speaking of which, he's been able to react to Superman on multiple occasions. He's actually been able to react to the Flash, been able to react to Wonder Woman. Characters that are consistently faster than light to immeasurable amounts of speed with no real limit to their speed as well. So, Darkseid also possesses these Omega Beams and these powerful energy manipulation. He can erase, eradicate, and straight up vaporize, okay? He's also a powerful, like, shapeshifter as well. He's able to increase his size and his weight in order to, pretty much be on the same levels as his opponents. Like, this is to the point where he can actually go to the same size as the Anti-Monitor and trade blows with him. Or he can be the same size as characters like Superman and still dog walk him. He also possesses an overpowered regeneration to the point where even the Spectre couldn't have killed him. Like, the Spectre tried to eradicate this dude and he came back like, yeah, how about no? So let's get into this here, and I've done this before, and I said Optimus Prime will win because he can simply use the Matrix of leadership and pretty much take the W here. But let's talk about this here as well. Optimus Prime can also channel the power of Primus and actually use this in conjunction with his ion cannon or his ion blaster to, well, destroy Unicron. Yeah, I'm not joking. You guys can actually see the panel right in front of you. He's actually used this to just destroy Unicron. And this is actually pretty consistent from, considering the Matrix of leadership is the power of Primus himself. He's even been able to unleash the Matrix before and use it to attack other opponents, even when some opponents really don't, feel like they're Unicron level. He still thinks they're at least worthy enough to be eradicated by the Matrix here. So does that really work on Darkseid? Well, unfortunately, yes, it is. Darkseid has actually been known several times as the embodiment of evil. And he has evil within him. He's actually the god of it, the god of evil. So it's pretty consistent for him to really be taken out by this kind of attack here, simply because he's a concept of evil. Now, sure, Darkseid is a force of nature at the end of the day, but he's still considered evil. Like, this dude does not have any redeeming qualities at all. Like, really, just none. So yeah, I kind of favor Optimus Prime here more often than not due to the Matrix of leadership. But let's say Darkseid doesn't let him get that off. What about when they get into a scrap? Okay, if they get into a scrap, Optimus Prime is faster. Okay, he's also the better, more skilled fighter, the most strategic fighter as well, and he has the strength and pretty much the power to injure Darkseid. Okay, and again, he can just use the power of Primus, which is also a part of him as well here. He can even use the gold power as well, and he actually was able to use the power of Primus itself to actually defeat a gold-powered Megatron who had just killed the true embodiment of Primus. Now remember what I said, the true embodiment of Primus. Yeah, I don't really see Darkseid like winning simply because of that. I mean, when you fight against and actually are able to take down the true embodiment of Primus, you kind of see where this is going here. Plus, if we look at consistency as well, which is kind of one of the end-all be-alls of any debate here, Optimus Prime is just more consistent than Darkseid. He's pretty consistent in any continuity he's in. He rarely fails to beat somebody. He rarely fails to, job or lose to some, like, ridiculous circumstances here. Meanwhile, Darkseid has been losing to, like, characters like Superman in one-on-one confrontations. Now, don't get me wrong, it is Superman, but at the same time, you don't see Optimus Prime losing to other Decepticons unless he's extremely weakened / injured, okay? So when it comes down to it, these two do have a lot going for each other. They do. They both have a lot to essentially bring to the table here. But at the end of the day, I do favor Optimus Prime in both scenarios. Whether he gets the Matrix of Leadership off or not, it's kind of just, it is that. They might say, oh, well, he fought the empty hand and that Darkseid is out of Versal and all that stuff. But we have to remember, so is Unicron. Unicron is a platonic concept, which is far beyond, Darkseid. Darkseid would count as a chaos entity to Unicron, making him a literal battery for Unicron. And Optimus Prime is meant to destroy Unicron. Like, Optimus Prime's Matrix of Leadership is meant to literally kill Unicron in every which way, shape, or form. I mean, even if we put him against the Unicron trilogy version of him, he simply stumps that one. And that one has been able to beat Unicron a consecutive of 3 times in a row. Transformers Energon, Transformers Armada, Transformers, Cybertron. Yeah, he's actually beaten Unicron a consecutive of 3 times. Even beaten Megatron powered by Unicron. Now, take this. You have a Megatron that is powered by a power that was equal to Price and was able to fight against a Volcanicus Grimlock who was able to one-shot an evil version of Primus, which was just as strong as the original. These avatars of Primus are easily like multiversal in its attack potency and high outer. But anyway, I gotta give it to Optimus Prime at least 6 times out of 10. Let me know what you guys think down below. Please comment, like, and subscribe, and share with your friends. This is Legendary Grimlock. Hope you guys have a blessed day. Peace.